Okay, this is a screencast tutorial for how to add winning to your game. This is part one. So as always, you want to start by opening up your most recent version of your game and making a copy of it. So if I head over here to the file menu, I'm going to choose save as a copy. And then I want to rename it. I always like to keep the name of the game and then put a version number. So for me, this is version 4 of this game. Yours might be different. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, step 1, is we are going to create a new backdrop so that when the player wins the game, it switches to a different backdrop. So I'm going to start over here in the backdrop menu, and I am going to the paintbrush. That'll open up a fresh backdrop. For this backdrop, it's going to be one solid color. So you can come here and kind of play around with your color choices till you find something you like. Then select the square drawing menu and draw a square that fills up the whole screen. You can see mine didn't quite make it to the edge here, but I can make an adjustment and now it covers the whole screen. Maybe here too. Okay. So we want to make sure that when the game starts, you don't see this backdrop, you see the other one, which means I want to actually code the backdrops. So if I go over here to the code tab, I have a coding space for the backdrops. You can see because there's a little shadow of the backdrop here and none of my sprites are highlighted. So let's head over to events and I'm going to choose when green flag is clicked because we know that's what starts the game. And I'm going to go to the looks menu and choose the very first block, switch backdrop to, and for my game, I want it to be stars. That's my original backdrop. Yours will say something else. So then I want to just change it back just for when I'm doing my coding. I want to look at how it's going to be at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to come over here to the backdrops tab and click on my original one, my stars. So that's all I'm doing. Step 1, dealing with the backdrop. Now we're moving to step 2, which is going to be adding some new code for our falling sprite. So I'm going to switch back to the code tab, and then I'm going to go select my falling sprite. For me, it's a fortune cookie. Yours is probably something different. Okay, so first thing I am going to do, I'm going to take this blue motion block. This is my main thing, right? It just says that my fortune cookie is going to always fall down from the top. I'm going to move this one up and make it the first block inside my forever. And all my conditionals will be under it. So it's always going to fall unless if it's touching my catching sprite, then my score will go up by 1 and it'll restart somewhere on the top. And the other conditional is if the Y position gets to here, that would mean it's at the bottom, then we go to game over. So my new conditional that I'm going to add is going to be, again, from the control menu. I'm going to grab an if then, and I'm going to put it right down here. So it's a new conditional inside my forever loop. So for this one, I'm going to set the conditions of winning. This one says how the game ends, how you can lose. This one's going to say how you can win. So I'm going over here to my operators, and I'm going to choose this one, where some value equals some other value. I'm going to put that up right there. And I'm going to set my winning score to be 10. Because this is a pretty simple game. You're not going to want to play this game forever. I feel like if you score 10 points, you could win. So here we need to tell it if the score equals 10. So that's over here under variables. I'm going to grab this little one that says score and get that in there. So we are saying if the score equals 10, then what do we want to happen? Well, I wanted to switch to the other backdrop. Remember, that's going to be like the win page backdrop. So I go here to looks, and I'm looking for this one, switch backdrop to, and for me, the one that I painted is called backdrop 1. Probably it'll be the same for you, or, we could figure out how to name them, but this should be good enough. So remember, my fortune cookie is falling, and when the score goes to 10, the background will change. But I don't want it to keep falling over and over. I want to stop that and do something else. So I'm going to add 2 extra things. One, I'm going to go to motion, and I'm going to have it go to a random position, just because I feel like that might be kind of fun if it just pops up somewhere. And then I want it to kind of start spinning around, because I feel like it would be exciting and kind of look happy. And I want it to keep spinning. So I'm going to go to control, and I'm going to grab a forever loop. And I'm going to put it right in here. So I actually have a forever inside my forever, right? This forever is inside this conditional. So this forever is only going to happen when we win. And I want it to spin around, so that's from my motion menu. I'm going to take this one, turn right by 15 degrees. So if it's turning right by 15 degrees forever, it'll just look like it's kind of spinning around. So I think that'll look cool. That's it for step 2. I'm going to go ahead and end this tutorial here, and I'll do steps 3 and 4 in the next one.